company. It's a feeling I never knew could be. We're talking about nothing, but baby, don't you see? It's 'cause I'm feeling easy in your company. Easy in your company. Easy in your company.
Sorry about that. The previous owner must have disconnected it and forgot to take it with him.
Are you sure it wasn't holding the front of the house up?
Touché. Well, this, of course, is your front porch. Ample room for your potted cactus and epidendrums. You botanically inclined?
No, not really. I could probably tell you the difference between a dahlia and a dandelion. But after that, I'd be bluffing.
Yes.
Look, shall we go in? I'm a bit pushed for time.
Yes, of course. Sorry, excuse me. Quite spacious for an entrance hall, isn't it?
Would you say it smelled musty?
Oh, no, I know what that is. The windows have been closed. Actually, it's a very good sign. Shows how draft-proof the house is.
Smells musty to me.
Yes.
Is this what you call a utility room?
Yes. I'm never sure exactly what that means.
It usually means a room not big enough to be called anything else. That's definitely a utility room.
Yes. Well, here we have the through lounge. Now, you see, a room like this, for me, is what a home is all about. I mean, it sort of begs to be lived in. So full of character, with its dining room recess and its windows overlooking the back garden terrace. Charming, isn't it?
Musty.
Now, come, Mrs. Parker. I mean, the house has been closed for days. The air's bound to be a bit stale.
And I can't go along with your draft-proof theory either. It's blowing a gale through these French windows.
Oh, well, the doors can't have been closed properly. Oh, now, that does seem a bit naughty. I do believe he's taken his strips of weather seal with him. Still, we can soon fix that.
How many utility rooms does this house have?
Well, just the two. Unusual, I know. Still, you can always convert one of them into a downstairs toilet, if ever you feel so moved.
Let's hope I never do.
Well, you can do a lot with a room like this.
Yes, well, you'd need to. Is the kitchen through there?
Yes, through here. Very light and roomy for a kitchen, isn't it? Mrs. Parker, for a moment you had me worried there. I thought you were going to say musty.
So you've noticed it too, have you?
Yes. Wall units?
Oh, they could be quite useful. Yes. And that's finished.
Yes. Sorry about that. It just needs a few more screws. I'll make a note.
Did you say it had 3 bedrooms?
Yes, 2 double, 1 single. Ideal, I would say, for the young couple with plans for the future. Am I being presumptuous?
Slightly. My husband and I are in the process of arranging a separation.
Oh, dear. I am sorry. I'll make a note.
Yes, well, don't write a novel, will you? I'm only telling you so you'll understand my requirements.
Rest assured, Mrs. Parker, I shall treat the information in the strictest confidence. Well, shall we take a peep upstairs?
If you think it's safe.
Well, oddly enough, I did see a note left by the chap who came to take the specifications. Apparently, there are a couple of loose floorboards in the 2nd bedroom.
Loose floorboards?
Yes, well, it's nothing too serious. Oh, and it seems that the lock on the toilet door is a bit suspect.
Mr. Dawkins, the house hasn't actually been condemned, has it?
Mrs. Parker, you are a tease. You are really. Well, I'd better answer it, excuse me. 71579, can I help you? George, oh, hold on a second. It's my office. Do you mind if I take the call?
Oh, I'll be upstairs.
Yes, oh, Mrs. Parker, do be especially careful in the bathroom. The towel rail's coming away from the wall, but I have made a note.
As a matter of interest, how are the stairs?
Safe as houses.
Oh. Well, let's hope they're safer than this one.
Mrs. Parker, you're too much. Much too much. Hello, George. Oh, well, that depends. Has he got far to come? Right. I'll hang on till he arrives. Well, actually, I'm none too hopeful. I think she's on to the rising damp. Afraid so. She's got a nose like a ferret. Remind me to get here first next time with a can of air freshener.
Mr. Dawkins!
Hold on a second, George. Yes, Mrs. Parker?
I don't seem to be able to open this door.
I'll be with you in a second, Mrs. Parker. George, I'll have to ring you back. The silly cow's locked herself in the loo.
That must be the smallest safari park I've ever seen.
Right. Well, seriously, Mrs. Parker, what do you think?
Well, to be perfectly honest, I like it.
Oh, you do?
Yes, it's a bit bigger than I had in mind. And it is a pity that the place is falling to bits and reeks of wet rot.
Oh, now, Mrs. Parker, I must take issue with you there. There are a few trifles need attending to, but I can assure you it's a much sought-after property. In fact, there's a gentleman due here any minute who's very keen to make an offer for it.
Mr. Dawkins, I will not be intimidated. In all good faith, I've taken time off to look over this property. But if you want to fence, we'll fence. How much is your client asking for it?
23,000.
And how much is he hoping to get?
Well, naturally, he's hoping to get what he asks.
The man's a fool. Look, I haven't got time to play Monopoly with you. 17,750. Can we start talking it there?
Well, we could, Mrs. Parker. It'd make a very empty conversation. I mean, I can't suggest a figure like that to my client. I can just imagine his reaction.
Yes, it could be a bit embarrassing. He'd probably throw his arms round your neck and kiss you. Think it over, Mr. Dawkins. 17,750. Do you mind if I go upstairs and measure the front bedroom windows?
No, not at all. Help yourself. Oh.
Mr. Dawkins?
Yes?
I don't know if your office rang to say I'd be coming. They said you let me have a little
yes.
potter around the premises.
Of course, do come in. Actually, I'm still in the process of showing another prospective buyer over the house. She's upstairs at the moment.
Well, if it's a woman, she'll be forever.
Yes.
It'll take me all of 3 minutes to see what I want to see.
Yes.
It's quite spacious for an entrance hall, isn't it?
Unusually so, yes. The windows have been closed. There might be a slight smell of stones.
Yes, very likely. I suppose the through line just through here, is it?
Yes, through here.
Yes. Yes, dining room recess, French
Recess.
windows onto the terrace.
Windows on.
I like it.
Yes.
I like it.
Well, you see, for me, a room like this is what a home is all about. I mean, it just sort of begs to be...
I bet this is the kitchen.
Yes, this is the kitchen. Oh, the property repairs are going to see to this on Monday.
Yeah, a couple of screws, something and nothing.
Yes.
It's very light and roomy, this place, isn't it?
Oh, it is, it is.
And a telephone already installed. This place is a must.
Well, no, it's not so much a must. It's more of a dry staleness. Because do you mind if I answer that telephone?
Go ahead. I'll be having a quick shufty around the garden.
Thank you. 71579, hello. Oh, George, I'm sorry, I didn't get time to ring you back. Hold on a second, George. Mrs. Parker, are you all right?
Well, I haven't actually lost any limbs. There are 3 loose floorboards, by the way, if you'd like to make a note.
Yes. Well, Mrs. Parker, can I safely take it that you decided against?
Well, I'll let you know that when I've had another look at the kitchen.
George is going to look at the kitchen again.
What do you call that out there, Maisie? Little Burma? Still, not to worry. Bury it under cement. Build a barbecue. It'll be ready-made for outdoor rave-ups.
Yes.
Derek!
Helen!
George?
What are you doing here?
I was just going to ask the same question.
You mean you don't know what you're doing here?
Don't be clever, Derek. It's not your style. I haven't been looking at you to buying it, and I don't consider that to be any of your business.
It soon will be. If I'm happy about upstairs, it'll be mine.
Oh, no, it won't.
Oh, yes, it will. I played second fiddle to your whims and fancies for the last time.
What a horrid thing to say. From the day I married you, it's been one long sacrifice.
I know. I made it. The only sacrifices you ever made came out of the oven. From which, I may say my stomach will probably never recover.
Derek, I am not going to stand here conversing on the level of a taproom brawl.
Oh, well, that'll make a pleasant change. Just reconcile yourself to the fact that I'm going upstairs, and if I like what I see, I'm having it.
I've been reconciled to that for months. Go upstairs by all means. Climb on the roof if you must. You can even do a war dance round the chimney. But be in no doubt, matey, this house is mine.
We'll see about that.
George, we'll see about that when I get back to the office.
I say,
Yes?
I say.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, I am. Technically speaking, you're trespassing. This house is under offer.
Oh, belt up.
Oh, Mr. Dawkins, will you please get that man off these premises?
George? Never mind, look out for the window. Send guard dogs. The gentleman's still upstairs.
That, Mr. Dawkins, is definitely no gentleman. There is a word for him, and when we know each other better, I'll tell you in confidence and you can make another note. Hello? Hello, is Jean there? Helen Parker.
Mrs. Parker, you're not using that telephone to make calls on.
Yes, that's what they're for, you know. No, don't look so worried. It'll go on my new account. I'm having the house, I've decided.
Dear me, I hope he hasn't locked the toilet door.
Oh, there's no set pattern. He varies.
Yes.
I could write a book. Hello, Jean? It's Helen. Look, I'm not going to be able to come in the office this morning.
Can somebody please get me out of here?
Hang on a minute, Jean. What will you take to leave him locked in there?
Great deal of persuasion.
Hello, Jean? I'm in the middle of a small crisis. Could you ring 71579 in 5 minutes? Thanks. Mr. Dawkins, I want to buy this house. Now, what will your client take for it?
Well, I mean, you already know the asking price.
Yes, well, we've all had our little laugh over that one. Excuse me. We're busy. Can't you take a seat for a few minutes? Let's be realistic. Supposing I said 18,500.
Ah, well, could you say 19,500?
Not without being heavily sedated. Oh, come on, Mr. Dawkins. I made you an offer.
My client wouldn't listen to me.
Well, shout at him!
Oh, all right. But I hold out little hope.
Thanks, Mr. Dawkins. You are a treasure.
Look, I'd better go.
No, let me. I drive a harder bargain. Morning, dearest.
this pair are driving me nuts. Well, I just don't know how to play it. Well, she wants it, but he won't let her have it. Because he wants it for himself. She's begging me to take 18,500. He's in the loo and she won't let him out. But with all that, and not knowing how to break it to him about the subsidence. Pardon? 18,500. No, George, I can't snatch her arm off. I mean, I don't know what he's going to offer. Right. I'll see you back at the office in 10 minutes.
Why are you taking it downstairs?
Because I want it downstairs.
But you haven't the right to move things about in a house I've made an offer for.
According to you, Helen, I haven't the right to breathe.
How can anybody be so insufferable?
It comes with practice, but first they need you to spark them off. When you're ready, Mr. Dawkins, come through and we'll talk business.
You are pompous and spiteful, do you know that?
Yes, it's part of my natural charm.
71579, hello. Who? Oh, hold on. Mrs. Parker. There's someone for you on the telephone.
Thank you. Don't let him touch that. That's mine.
Mr. Dawkins, before we start, can we get one thing crystal clear? That is mine.
Well, if it's not an impertinence, might I ask what's happening?
Well, it's too early to say for certain, but in my view, it has all the makings of a sit-in.
Sit-in?
We're dealing with a very obstinate woman. I know her well. She won't leave this house before I do, and as I'm not leaving until I get possession, we could be in for a bit of a siege. What's the matter, Mr. Dawkins? You look confused.
I'm absolutely bewildered. I mean, in 14 years of showing people over property, I've never met anything like it.
It's as simple as this. We both want the house. I'm having it. Whatever she's offered, I'll match it, okay?
Well, no, not really. I mean, she made the first offer, so ethically she's the first refusal.
No problem. She's still my legal wife.
Do you mean to say you've got others?
I mean that if it came to court, she couldn't give evidence against me. The question is, how soon can we convince her that she hasn't got a leg to stand on?
Yes. Well, look, I think I've wasted all the time I can spare on this matter. I'm going back to my office to consult my superiors.
Good idea. They know the answer.
Yes.
Hang on a moment, Jean. You're not going, are you, Mr. Dawkins?
Yes, Mrs. Parker. I am going, but rest assured I shall be back, and I won't return empty-handed.
Oh, well, if it's not too much trouble, could you bring sandwiches?
The very least I shall bring back is a bailiff.
Did you say a bay leaf?
No, I did not.
Hello, Jean. Jean, will you check with Mr. Angostini for this afternoon's fashion show? I'm not sure I confirmed all the transport. Oh, and will you please make sure that Miss Goosetree packs the dresses neatly? Thanks. Bye. What are you doing up there?
Trying to find something to sit on.
You've got something to sit on now. Will you kindly get out of here?
How would you like to... Oh!
Now, what have you done?
Help me, I've got a foot through a floorboard.
Which foot? How's your foot?
It feels numb.
Oh dear. I do hope there's no brain damage.
This is not funny, Helen. I could be immobilized for weeks after this.
And that would be terrible. That would really cramp your style with the boss's secretary.
Look, for the last time, there is nothing between me and Fiona Heppelton. Don't blame the breakup of our marriage on a piece of pure fantasy. It's you and that lousy Latin dress designer.
You kindly not speak disrespectfully about my employer.
When you see him, I'll never know. Some fashion designer, he couldn't dress a salad, let alone a mannequin. Go easy, I could be suffering from shock.
Yes, and if you don't stop provoking me, you could be suffering from another.
Why won't you admit that you're having an affair with him?
Because it doesn't happen to be true. I told you that last night just before I threw the souffle dish.
Lucky for you it missed.
Anyway, Anyway, I noticed you didn't deny it when I accused you of going strong with that Fiona Heppleton.
I would have done if you hadn't hit me with the coffee pot. Practically pulled my shoulder out. I'm glad this marriage is over. I wouldn't have had a bone left in my body.
So you're glad, are you?
Well, no, not glad.
Relieved, then?
Well, no. I wouldn't say relieved, no. As a matter of fact, Helen, I'm terribly upset about it.
Oh, Derek. Derek, so am I.
Oh, Nellie, King.
Good news, Mrs. Parker. My client's decided to accept. Please. You shouldn't be fighting like that.
We're not fighting.
Good heavens, what are you doing?
His foot came through the ceiling.
Foot? Oh dear, I might have used some more self-restraint, sir.
Can you give him a hand?
Does he need one?
Mr. Dawkins, you'll be happy to know that this house, dump as it is, has brought my wife and I together again.
Ah, well, you'll be happy to know that my client's decided to accept 18,500.
No, we're happy to know. We won't need to buy it. We're going back to our flat.
That is, if I can make it as far as the front gate.
After all the trouble you two have caused me, you're going to withdraw your offer?
Yes, but we're going to make you another. Get between the shafts, darling.
Well, what's the offer?
£2 for the wheelbarrow?
Feeling easy every time you're near. Yes, I know. It's a feeling that suddenly the future's clear.